Hi, my name is Mark Sutter. I did some translation project for different diagrams. So this is the second video I make after adding some features to automatically align all texts, and we will see this later, but what you see here on the screen is the first diagram project for translation. I did a second for this one here. Yeah, I did a video for the first one. Now I do a video with the second one with new features, so everything you see here is also valid if you want to translate this one. So let's begin. If you want to translate this diagram, you first need a GitLab account. So GitLab is the platform I use to do all this automation. So just open a browser, go to gitlab.com. And I'm still logged here, but if I sign out, so gitlab.com, let's begin again. So this is the homepage of GitLab. So you can click on register here and create a new user. So as I did a demo user, I will log in with this user now. This is a demo user. Here we are, I'm logged in. So the first thing you can do is, and I would be glad if you do it, if you click on your profile button here and go to the settings, you can add name, email, blah, 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 but what I would like you put in is your Twitter account. So if you put your Twitter account in it, I can credit your translation if you do one, so I have the information to ping you on Twitter. So you have your GitLab account, and yeah, as it's new, you have nothing as project. So what you can do is go on my main project. Oh, this is not this one here. So by the way, you can search for it by going to project, explore. Then you can search for the project name or COVID. So we'll find on GitLab everything that is related to COVID. There are still some projects, and you will find here my project for this transmission graphic. So this is the second graphic I translated. This one here, this is, by the way, the original. So now we want to translate all these texts. So you can click here the fork button. So this will make a copy of all these projects under your user. So select your user, and you see forking is in progress. So now everything is copied under your profile. So you are now see here forked from my project. So now if you want to do a new translation, it's really important that you follow the steps I will show you. So the first thing, you could do automatically, but we will do it manually. So we are sure it's working. So you see you have here a little box which is the branches. So here it's really important that you create a branch that is named like the language you will translate. So let's take as example, I had this Turkish translation here from, what's the name of the guy? Let me check. Turkish, Safa. Safa tried to translate this in Turkish, but he had no success. So let's take his translation to show you how to do it right. So here we are on the master branch. So the first thing you have to do is add a branch. So you have here a little plus button, and you can see a new branch. For each language you want to translate, you need a branch. click on the branch, and here by the branch name, if you go again on the documentation of the project, you will see here in the README, in the information you have, there is a link to find your language code. So it's important to find out your language code, and if I search for Turkish here, I find this TR, and this is the code of the language. So I have to use this one. So by the way, the link of this site is on the documentation page, and I want to create a branch like this with the name of the language I want the translation. So you can create the branch, and this is the first thing you have to do, really. Don't put modification on the other branch, really choose this branch, and now we can start working. So now we are on this branch. The easiest way is to use this web IDE here. This is an online editor for text. So you see we have different folders here, and what we want is to add a language. So if we look at the existing languages, we see there are a lot of different languages. So as base language, it's easier to take the English one here. It's English CH, so if you look in it, you can see there is a text file, and this is the text file we will use to start with. So we'll take a copy of this file and do our own language. So the first thing we need here is add in the language directory a new directory named exactly like the branch we just created. So here it's important that this match, because if it doesn't match, all the building and all the system will fail. So I have a new directory for Turkish language. I can find it here at the end here, and here I have to add a file, and this file has to be named texts.yaml, so like this. Yeah, it's important it's named like this, and I create the file for now is empty. So as a template at the starting point, I take the text YAML here of the English language. This one I did a new file. The English language, I copy everything. Yeah. Close it again, go again in my text file of Turkish and put it in. Oh, the copy was not good. This one is German, I don't need it. Take the English one. So copy, and paste this in my Turkish translation. I close the English one. So right now you see you just need this file. This is all you have to do, is translate these red texts here. It's very important, you see the indent of the text. Don't move it here or here. So let the text at the good place here, otherwise it will fail. So if I take again the translation I had from in Turkish, so I see the title is this text here. So I take the text, put it here, and so on with the rest. So take this one. This is from home. Put it here with the right indentation. So you see this text, these characters here, don't touch it, let it like it is, because it's important that you don't have a new line. So I have this text. Now let's go on the barbecue text. I take the barbecue text in Turkish, this one, and replace it here, respecting the indents. By the way, the size, you can modify it, and you can modify other things, but you don't have to. It's most of the time it's just much if you take the template. So didn't fly domestically. This one here. So you see, it's pretty rapid. And yeah, respect the indents here. It's important. Text size, and the last one. Stayed home. Turkish. I hope it's so. I have no clue what I'm putting in the file, what it means. I trust the translation I had. So now I have this Turkish translation. Stayed home, did it fly, person did it go to the barbecue, etc., etc., etc. So once I have this new file in my directory that is named exactly like my branch, you see here, you see the branch, directory branch send name. You can click on the commit button, and now this commit button asks you if you want to start a new merge request with your changes. So here, by the way, you can add translation. Oops. You can add a commit message so I can see translation for Turkish language. So I can see what's all about. I will see this message. You will commit to this branch. This is important to let this this tier branch here, and here you have a little box to start a new merge request. So if you don't have one, and we don't have one for now, you can click on this and click on the commit button. So this will create a new merge request here. So we will first check that the translation is fine, but this is basically a request to put your code in the main project, yeah? So you see on the right, it's my main project, and this is your branch you are working on. So the title is okay, and here, very important thing, please, this checkbox here, click it, because this will allow me to help you and correct and make some modification on the error you have, on the issues you have, and I can help. And other this, when this is not checked, I cannot rebase the code, and yeah. So please, this is the most important thing of all the work all the workflow. Click on contribution here, and then you can submit the merge request. So once you do this, there is a Turkish language. I have to refresh. Once you do this was a little delay for the pipeline to start. There is here, you see a button, something is running here. So if we look at what is running, basically the system is now building this new graphic with the Turkish language, and the process takes some time. I think a few, basically 1 minute. And this is the logs of what you are building. So I think we just have to wait that this thing is going on. So you see there is an automation. By the way, this is something written in Python. I'm using GIMP, so GIMP is a free image management software, and everything had successes here. So once this is done, and if you have an error here, most of the time it's because your branch name is not the same as the directory name of the language you added. So you have now on the right a download button and a browse button. With the browse button, if you click on it, you can go in releases, and you see here this is the new created translation of the GIF. So if you click on it, you can check if everything is okay of your translation. So you see the text that the title is way too big, but this is okay, this is okay, this is nice, and this is also nice. You see we have one change to do. The title is not the title, but this first text is way too large. So once we have this, we can go again on our code, and here is really important. Here the branch, yeah. Always work on this TR branch, or the branch named with your language if you have to change something. So here again we can use the web editor, or we can directly go to language, our language file here, and here this is way too big, the first text. So you click on edit and say we want 180 should be good. So lower the size of the first text. You don't have to really put a text here, but I'm used to, so. And you click the commit the change. So this will do a modification on the size of the first text. And as you do this, if you go again on the project overview, and important, take your branch here, you will see there is a little running thing here that is rebuilding your diagram. So if you click on it, click on the job, you're again here with the logs. So with the process running, here we have to wait to see the result of our new GIF. So this is if you have to change something, yeah. So let's wait a moment. So this is a process working on GitLab, and you can use it. I can use it. Yeah, it's a good good thing to share. Work on code. So you see the new GIF is just generated. Go and browse, and again on release, click on your GIF, and here we should see that the first text should be less big. It's still too big, yeah? You see it? So let's rapidly do the change. So it's a three-way change. So important, I'm on the right branch. I want to edit this. So let's take 150. I think this should be then okay. I will just commit immediately. Don't want to waste your time, but I think you got the idea. So here again, take the right branch, then we have this little button here, go on the build, wait that the build is finished to see the result. So once you have done this, everything is done for you. And on my side, on the main project, if we go on the main project, this is not this one, the other one, I will see here that someone tried to add a translation for the Turkish language. So this is the one that is just building by you. You see, I also see you're building this. So I can see your result, and then I can merge your result. So your image is existing, you can download it, but it's a good thing to put it in the main repo so that the next guy that wants to do a Turkish translation see, oh, there is still one and can take it. So the build is finished. The third time we go on the result, look at the GIF, and this time I'm pretty confident. Yeah, it's perfectly sized. So nice. Now we have a really nice translation in the Turkish language. So, by the way, if you go on, you can see your Magic Quest. If you go on the main project, so this is the main project, you can see the Magic Quest here, so that you just pushed. So you see this is my demo user here. And if you have questions about the changes here, you can write here a message. I will see the message. If you have problem or something is not working, there are things like special languages that needs more fonts. So if you see little squares and your text is not rendering right, perhaps you have here to just write, please add fonts for my language. So the fonts are just some computer stuff. I will manage it. So if you have a problem, just write it down, click on comment, and I will answer in the better delays. That's it for me. Yeah, please translate. Please translate it as in many languages as possible. And thank you very much for contribution. See you later. Bye bye.